What's going on? What's going on? So this is gonna be about the NBA playoff game losers. We got a game seven and a game one. And in the game seven losers category, the Houston Rockets were eliminated by the Golden State Warriors. And in the game one situation in the East, the Indiana Pacers beat the Cleveland Cavaliers. So let's start. So the Houston Rockets lost at home to the Houston. The Rockets lost to Golden State, um, and they really didn't. Because Jalen Green, the milk carton really went deep in the back. I mean, he did nothing. The Rockets, whatever they did the last two games, went out the window because the offense wasn't there. Good balanced defense by Golden State, but they weren't there. They did a pretty good job early on. Steph Curry in the first half. Jimmy Butler had was to the game, but Curry picked it up in the second half. But Draymond Green and Buddy Hield, who I've been calling for to get off the milk carton, came up big. Buddy Hield was hitting that thing. If they get this kind of production out of Buddy Hield, they can make some noise. They're gonna need him because when they can play against the Timberwolves, they're gonna need all of threes. This was the business. Steph Curry improved to 5-0 against Houston in the postseason, and he hit some big shots in the second half. I think he had as many threes as all of Houston did. They couldn't do it. Not enough there. I think the moment was too big overall, and they just couldn't get the job done. Udoka had them playing hard. Now they did earn their second seed because they went 7 games back home, but this ain't how you want it to end. And again, they got to get their offense together. This is going to be a real interesting off season with the moves they decide to make. They got to get an offensive force that can balance out because what happened can't happen again. So they really got exposed as far as not being able to finish up. And Jalen Green, there's no excuse for that, yo. You too young and too good to be putting up the single digit. It's just not good. So Golden State moves on, Houston loses. And it was a good season for the Rockets, but it could have been better. And they're going to look back and think they could have probably won this series, because when they were flat, they were flat, but when they were good, they were good. But, first game, last game, kind of similar. And again, defense was decent enough against Curry on the whole, but the others got going for Golden State. Butler had moments, but Draymond Green was huge this game, and Buddy Hield, he lit him up. Let's get to the first game, though. The Indiana Pacers won in Cleveland. And is it a shock or a surprise? I think it's a surprise, not so much a shock, but I'll say this. The reason why it's not a shock is because the Pacers offense is that good. Now, obviously when they beat the Milwaukee Bucks the first round, because Milwaukee's limited with no Damian Lillard, and of course, the Bucks, aside from Giannis, didn't stand a chance because the Pacers was putting it on them with that perimeter, Halliburton, that whole inside. And this was equally tasked. The Pacers' offense is just that good. Their defense does just enough, but their offense can pretty much hang with anybody. Now I got asked, did I give the Pacers much of a hope? And I said, not really because of their defense, but because of their offense. I'm going to say this, offensively, thus far offensively, the Pacers just are almost as good as anybody's I've seen. Rick Carlin might have to just throw the defense out, but that offense, and they outdid Cleveland. They look more like the Cavaliers than the Cavaliers did yesterday. I mean, everybody was in the scoring, big time contributions, big time shots. They played team ball. Actually, when you get down to it, even though Halliburton is known and PJ Siakam are known, the Pacers are what you call a team's team. They really don't stand out where someone is ball hogging. Whereas in Cleveland, that Donovan Mitchell can go off. And he had a pretty good game yesterday, but they really are a team, especially on the offense side. They just fill up the stats. So I think this series got the makings of a 6-7 game series. And if you're thinking that the Pacers going to roll over, you think again. Because they travel real well, and they can shoot that thing. They have a good concept. If they don't make the kind of mistakes they did last year, and I think this is a big step for them. Last year, they were how they folded. They folded bad against Boston. They may be on a mission because a lot of people ain't taking them serious. But offensively, the Pacers can put that thing up there. So the Cavaliers better get on the ball because this could be a problematic series. Because the one thing about the Pacers, they can play a little defense and they could definitely score with you. They could be the sleeper team nobody wants to have to deal with. So just saying. Anyway, let me know your thoughts. Please hit like, subscribe, work on thoughts, comments, and I do respond. Thank you. Wash your hands. Keep your mind clear. Watch out for another. Share it if you like it. The membership. Stay safe, stay blessed, stay woke, stay free. I'm out one time. Peace.